Stop! Do not throw away the greasy, soap-colored pebble you just pulled from a public mine in Arkansas. If it feels slick between your fingers, refuses to chip when you drag it across gravel, and conducts heat faster than any stone around it, you are holding a diamond. In 2015, Bobby Oscarson paid $12 to walk onto a 37-acre volcanic field in Murfreesboro, Arkansas. She had zero experience, zero geology training. She pressed a Presidium Gem Tester 2, a thermal conductivity probe costing about $200, flat against a dull, oily pebble. The needle slammed to diamond range conductivity. Then she ran a specific gravity water test, weighed the stone dry on a $19 digital pocket scale, suspended it in water on a thread, weighed again, divided dry weight by the difference. Result, 3.52. That is diamond density. The Esperanza diamond, 8.52 carats rough. D color, internally flawless, valued at up to $1 million. 7 mines across the United States are legally open right now, where whatever you pull from the ground is yours the moment your fingers close around it. By the end of this, you will know how to run the thermal conductivity test that catches diamonds. Your eyes cannot identify. Execute the specific gravity measurement that exposes every convincing fake, and read the geological signals that tell you exactly where to put your shovel at each of these 7 locations. I have walked lamproite pipes that punched raw diamonds from over 100 miles underground straight to the surface. I have cracked open pegmatites that cooled so slowly the crystals inside grew to monstrous sizes. In Antwerp, you never touch rough material with bare hands. Stones pass through 1,000 intermediaries before reaching a retail case. But in the American backcountry, those same minerals are still sitting in the dirt. A lamproite pipe is a volcanic chimney, a direct conduit from depths exceeding 100 miles, where diamonds crystallize under pressures above 50,000 atmospheres. A pegmatite is coarse-grained granite, cooled so slowly underground that rare minerals like emerald and tourmaline concentrate into pockets you can crack open with your own hands. These are geological vaults. The question is whether you can read the combination. Crater of Diamonds, State Park, Murfreesboro, Arkansas. $10 to $12 gets you onto 37 acres of exposed lamproite sitting directly on the Prairie Creek diatreme. Diamonds crystallized over 100 miles underground, then were blasted to the surface by gas-charged eruptions so rapid the crystals survived intact. Over 35,000 diamonds recovered since the park opened in 1972. Raw diamonds here present as oily, slightly translucent pebbles with a smooth, slippery surface. Mohs hardness 10. Best hunting window, 48 to 72 hours after heavy rain, when fresh material washes to the surface and sits exposed on the plowed field before foot traffic buries it again. In 1924, Wesley Ole Basham recovered the Uncle Sam diamond from this exact field. 40.23 carats, rough. That remains the largest diamond ever found in the United States. In 1990, Shirley Strawn recovered a 3.03 carat stone graded perfect by the American Gem Society. Arkansas purchased it for $34,700. The pipe does not care about your credentials. It holds what it holds. If you want the exact field guides, tool lists with real pricing, and the specific tests I run at every one of these locations, subscribe now. I release new location breakdowns and identification guides every week. The geology does not check experience levels. It rewards preparation. Emerald Hollow Mine, Hiddenite, North Carolina. The only public access emerald mine on the planet. The formation is pegmatite, where beryllium, aluminum, silica, and trace chromium combine into emerald crystals during an agonizingly slow cooling process deep underground. Creek sluicing starts at $8. The hillside dig option is where experienced hunters find larger material embedded in its host rock. Your field signal. Dark, mica-rich pockets where the host rock transitions from pale gray to silver black with visible flake mica. That color shift means chromium concentration. In 2009, an anonymous visitor recovered a rough emerald of 64.83 carats, later cut and appraised at approximately $1 million. The Carolina emerald from the same Hiddenite district weighed 1,438 carats rough and ended up in the hands of Tiffany and Company. Do not discard the pale pink and near colorless beryl in the same formation. Those pale stones mark the exact mineral pockets where chromium-rich green emeralds concentrate deeper in. Specific gravity for emerald runs 2.72. Common feldspar runs 2.56. That difference is measurable on your $19 scale, and it separates a $100 weekend from a life-changing find. Ron Coleman Mining, Jesseville, Arkansas. The Ouachita Mountains sit on hydrothermal quartz veins that formed between 245 and 300 million years ago, when superheated, mineral-saturated water migrated through fractures in ancient sandstone and crystallized as it cooled. $25 for adults. The key field signal. When your digging hits soft, slick red or white clay, that is a VUG. An open cavity where crystals grew undisturbed for hundreds of millions of years. Cold, slippery, almost greasy under your fingernails. The moment you feel it, switch to soft bristle brushes, $5 to $15 for a set, and wooden picks. The crystal clusters inside are often still in their original formation. Breaking them apart destroys collector value that can reach hundreds of dollars per intact specimen. Mohs hardness 7, specific gravity 2.65. Work slowly. The clay is telling you something. But not every story in these hills ends well. During the Cowie Valley Ruby Rush in North Carolina, mine operators near Franklin were salting their sluice material with imported rubies to attract tourists. Entire families drove across state lines based on word of mouth from people who had unknowingly found planted stones. The fraud ran for years before exposure. This is why field tests are not optional accessories. A $12 steel file, a $19 digital scale, and a $60 Convoy S2 Plus UV flashlight are what separate verified finds from expensive hope. Without them, you are trusting your eyes. Your eyes are not calibrated instruments. Royal Peacock Opal Mine, Virgin Valley, Nevada. Genuinely remote, near Denio. Plan your logistics before you drive. $75 per day for tailings. Open May through mid-October. Black fire opals form when silica-bearing groundwater percolates through Miocene-age volcanic ash and deposits microscopic silica spheres in ordered arrays. That precise spacing, measured in hundreds of nanometers, splits white light into spectral color worth up to $10,000 per carat for top specimens. The Black Peacock Opal, 160 carats polished, sits in the Smithsonian. In 2002, the mine produced the Galaxy Teardrop, over 200 carats polished, later auctioned at Bonham's. But Virgin Valley opals contain up to 20% water by weight. The moment you pull a specimen from the ground, that water begins evaporating. Within hours, hairline cracks called crazing develop across the entire surface. I watched a fellow digger ruin a stone worth potentially thousands during a 90-minute lunch break because he left it on his truck dashboard in the Nevada sun. Every specimen goes directly into water or mineral oil at the dig site. No exceptions. Specific gravity for opal runs 1.98 to 2.25. Himalaya Tourmaline Mine, Mesa Grande, San Diego County, California. Operating since 1898. $75 per day. In 1902, a Tiffany and Company agent named J.L. Tannenbaum acquired this mine. Tiffany shipped pink and red tourmaline directly to Empress Dowager Cixi and the Qing Dynasty imperial court for decades. The lithium in these pegmatites combines with manganese to produce the rubellite color range that Chinese royalty prized above almost any other stone. Then in 1912, the Qing Dynasty collapsed. Tannenbaum's entire supply chain evaporated in a single week. The American tourmaline industry collapsed with it. But mine dump material discarded during those commercial operations over a century ago still yields recoverable LBAT tourmaline today. In the early 1990s, owner Bill Larson extracted the beer can tourmaline, a doubly terminated crystal weighing 446 grams. Focus on the transition zone between pale feldspar chunks and darker soil where crystals accumulate after weathering free of their host rock. Mohs hardness 7 to 7.5. Specific gravity 3.06. The dynasty fell. The market fell. The ground held on to everything it ever grew. Cherokee Ruby and Sapphire Mine, Franklin, North Carolina. The Cowie Valley holds one of the largest alluvial corundum concentrations in the Western Hemisphere, $30 per person. Rubies are red because trace chromium substitutes for aluminum in the corundum crystal lattice. Sapphires are blue because of iron and titanium. Same mineral, completely different trace elements. The Cherokee Princess Ruby weighed 686 carats rough. The Cherokee Chief Ruby came in at 1,070 carats, both from this valley. Specific gravity 3.95 to 4.1. Natural rubies from this deposit are hexagonal barrel shapes with a waxy surface luster when fresh from the ground. Do not discard pale pink stones. Pink sapphire and pink ruby are the same mineral with slightly different chromium concentrations, and both carry serious collector value. The difference between a throwaway pebble and a three-figure stone is a single trace element you cannot see with your naked eye. Herkimer Diamond Mines, Herkimer County, New York. Not true diamonds. Doubly terminated quartz crystals that formed floating free inside cavities in 500 million year old dolostone. Because they grew suspended in mineral-rich fluid without attaching to any surface, they developed geometric perfection on all sides. Some contain fluid inclusions of ancient Cambrian seawater trapped 500 million years ago. You are holding water that has not seen daylight since before complex life existed on this planet. $15 to $18. Bring an Estwing E3 22P rock hammer, $35 to $45. Cold weather strategy. Freeze-thaw cycles over winter. Open new fractures in the dolostone. Early season after the first thaw is prime hunting time when fresh crystal pockets sit exposed. Flawless large specimens. Anything over 2 centimeters with no internal fractures. Command up to $1,800 per stone. 4 tests that separate real material from convincing fakes. First, the thermal conductivity test. Presidium Gem Tester 2. $199 to $239. Clean the stone with isopropyl alcohol. Touch the metal probe perpendicularly to a flat surface. A positive result means diamond range conductivity, but moissanite also reads positive. A positive result means proceed to test 2, not celebrate. Second, UV fluorescence. A Convoy S2 plus True 365 nanometer UV flashlight, $60 to $120. The cheap 395 nanometer purple lights produce false results on every stone because they emit too much visible light. Take the stone into a dark room. Hold the light 2 to 4 inches above. Blue fluorescence is consistent with diamond. Red suggests ruby or garnet. No fluorescence is also consistent with diamond, since 65% shows 0 UV response. Third, specific gravity. Weigh dry. Call that A. Suspend fully submerged in water using thread. Weigh again. Call that B. Divide A by A minus B. Diamond and corundum land around 3.5 to 4.1. Quartz lands at 2.65. Feldspar at 2.56. This single calculation catches every convincing lookalike that passes visual inspection. Fourth, the scratch test. A glass tile from any hardware store. Genuine diamond scratches glass immediately with almost no pressure, leaving a white groove that does not wipe off. Quartz will leave a faint mark, but requires real force, and the line smears when you rub it. The ground does not check credentials. It does not ask for permits beyond your entry fee. It holds what it holds and gives it up to whoever shows up with the right knowledge and the patience to test what they find. These 7 mines are not relics from a past era. They are active geological formations with active public access policies, producing verified high-value finds year after year. The only variable is whether you arrive knowing what to look for, or whether you walk right past a fortune because it looked like a greasy pebble in the mud.